very, very tired. I hope, oh, they need to get and help her. She'll be okay. Well done, Haley. Well, Haley has just run a personal best. She's okay. She knows she has to get across the line.
She knows she has to get across the line, and the others know they can't help her. She knows she has to get across the line, and the others know they can't help her.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Recha HaKwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. Shalom, peace to the elect. Okay, and shalom to you families that's following this truth and sincerity. Okay, and that's why I go into sincerity. Okay, first and foremost, let me start off by saying that, you know, we take no pleasure in brothers falling, you know, falling out, okay, or trying to get on brothers. But the scripture says, rebuke before all, okay, and the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, okay. And I just want to let all the brothers know that there's, you know, groups of guys who, you know, you may see on Facebook or various other places claiming to be from Baltimore and claiming to be top righteous men or whatever, but they never wanted to keep order, okay? The only true two camps that's in good standings with Great Millstone is this camp you see here and the other brothers page, DMV Assyrians, okay, which brothers know as Pashai, the other brother Awad and Amoth, okay? Those brothers who are relatively linked with the DC camp as well, okay? But they push here in Baltimore as well, okay? So you got a lot of guys who are claiming, who, you know, you might see on the social media and, you know, claim that they from Baltimore and they pushing the work and you might think they cool, okay? It's up to you. I'll just tell you to watch, you know? You know, I've dealt with certain guys, so you got to really watch them, okay? Now, to go forward, you know, who knows, there might be future videos on these guys, but clearly, you know, a lot of them are saying double honors. They're saying shalom, all praises, which is fine. Double honors to the apostles, which is fine as well. But you can say these things, but if you actually mean it, you know, because you don't have to say double honors if that's what you don't want to do, but we say that to acknowledge who our teachers are, okay? Let's not get it twisted. Those men, the apostles and elders, they're no dummies, okay? They know who's who. And there's many men that creep in, creeping unawares, who are trying to make a name for themselves by latching on to other brothers and their oil, okay? There was another guy. I'm not saying no names at this stage of the game in the video. It may get to that later. But there's another guy who came down who actually went to Apostle Tahar, you know, pushed with him, came down, and because he didn't get any rank, he decides, I'm not going to come to the Passover, and I'm going to leave and do my own thing. That's just wicked, okay? And then you have other guys who, because I start setting orders on how things are supposed to be, you know what he does? He get up and leave, and he goes with them. And then you have other guys who will do it's like three, four guys who did the same exact thing. I'm sure this happened in other camps, you know. I'm sure this happened over and over again, okay? And then you had another guy, okay, who I gave an order to. He didn't want to listen. So he go behind my back and do other things. So he had to go, okay? And now just recently today, one of his so-called best friends, okay? And that's fine. You got to choose. You got the Most High. The scripture says man's goings are the Lord. So it's not bitterness or anything. It's just that it's a difference between the real and the fake, okay? You had the other guy who says, I'm just offended by y'all. You're offended by order. The bottom line is with Great Millstone, we set the standard of order, okay? And a lot of these guys, they hate order from the top, from guys who left, who want to establish their own righteousness, to the guy who just left today. And they all leave. Why? Because they hate the order. The guy says, well, you know, he make all excuses. This crunch is hitting, and I got to pay my child support. You know, just making excuses for why he wanted to go be with his best friend. Okay, and that's fine, because the way I see it, that's good for you. Okay, a lot of you guys are fakers, man. A lot of you guys are fakers, and I will expose you for being fake. You know, all this stuff I seen you guys do, man. A lot of you guys are just fake, man. You cry double. You say the name of the Lord. Now, if a brother's sincere and they out and they're doing their thing, that's fine. But you also should still reference your brothers, you know. But we can see, and I don't mind making videos like that. I mean, I don't glory in brothers falling out or doing that. But damn, if the other brother was righteous, the other brother would have said, well, what happened, man? Why would you leave your camp, man, and just come here? And then what the other guy does, he just lets anybody in. And I guarantee you, if he kicks somebody out of his camp, he's not going to come to, I'm not going to just let anybody in the camp like that, man. There's something he did wrong. But you know what guys do? A lot of Jake just want to seek fame, okay? That's what it is for a lot of Jake. It's fame. It's an image. And Baltimore has an image of that, man. Okay? And other cities and, you know, states as well. But I'm just going by what I know here. You know, they have an image. Everybody is about their image. Mark 12:29. And Yahushua answered him, the first of all commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, with all thy strength, and this is the first commandment. And the second is like namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Jake don't do that, man. Jake has zero to say to you. You know what I'm saying? Jake wants to open up and portray an image like he's doing a righteous thing. Okay? Now, again, when somebody leaves, it's like clubs, man. This is that woman spirit. Or a church, you know, you go church hopping. I don't like this church, so I'm going to that church. I don't like that church on that corner, so I'm going to go to this church on this corner. That's what Jake is doing in the truth. A lot of you Jakes got that woman spirit, man. You got to grow the fuck up, man. Grow the hell up. And it all boils down, as I talked to an elder today, it all boils down to Jake hates order. Jake hates order, man. Jake don't want to follow order. So Jake want to go do his own thing, but still try to slither in a way that he's still with Great Millstone, okay? And you got a lot of haters that don't like Great Millstone, that's fine, okay? I don't want to be in a camp, that's fine. Well, camps is what keep you in order, man. But you don't want to be in a camp, but do you go start your own camp? Or you go do your own camp? And we can see, like Apostle Ricard always say, the Most High uses spirits of men to cast the wicked to the wicked, or the distraction to the distraction, okay? John 10:1, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Now, we had another brother, which I'll say we had our run-ins with him, which other guys caused dissension between that, and they all came by the camp and we saluted them, you know? It was all good. If you in it for sincerity, that's one thing. But if you in it to cause, contention, there's a lot of Jakes. So I'm warning you brothers that's out there. If you see other brothers trying to link up with your pages and trying to be super cool with you, just know they was not being brothers from the beginning. And the brothers that they push with was never really good enough. So what they try to do is get with top elders of the truth, or top brothers that's got some, clout amongst other brothers, them clout chasers. You got Jake that's clout chasers. They trying to chase and get what other brothers is earned. You got brothers trying to get your oil, man. You got brothers, I'll say this, you got certain brothers that have a reputation in the truth, that earned that reputation being in this truth since 2005, 2007 or whatever. Then you got brothers that'll jump in and try to gain off of that reputation. You have to watch that. That's like running a 4-lap race, and on the third lap, there's somebody waiting in a cut that jump in and start running like they was running the whole time. You got to watch guys like that, man. There's a lot of guys like that, and there's a lot of exposures that may be coming out on a lot of these guys, man. Jake is wicked, and they're doing it in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? You got to watch that. They're doing it in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Okay? But all things, and what I find ironic is that Jake didn't want to walk 1 block to come to camp. 1 block. The street is cut off. Orange cones, do not park. Jake makes a call so he can still park because he don't want to walk 1 block. We'll park in a parking garage, pay $30 goddamn in a parking garage just so he won't have to walk 1 block. And you mean to tell me you can't input any kind of effort or energy in a walk in a block to do the Lord's work, but somehow you find energy and put some forth of effort to go to push camp with a guy that don't keep a Passover? That's crazy. You know, they say wherever you go, you carry your problems with you. If you have a problem, you can move to Virginia, you can move to Florida, you can move to California, and guess what? Your problems will still remain where you're at or who you are. It ain't where you're going, it's you. And Jake and even myself, as I do these videos, we have to examine ourselves, man, to see if we are in the faith. Are we pushing diligently in the truth? No effort, no energy into doing videos. Every week, every month, we got to push Jake to do videos, man. Not just insincerely, okay, but for sincere purposes. For you, so you can seek your salvation. But this proves what the Lord does. 1 Corinthians 14:40, okay? But all things, it says, let all things be done decently in order. You think Jake like order? Jake don't want order, man. Jake don't care about order. All he wants is his own reputation. As the scripture said, they go to establish their own righteousness. Okay? Stop giving double honors, man. You need to stop that. A lot of you guys need to stop it. Okay? Can't say you won't be delivered because you don't have to say double honors to get delivered. I can't say that. But you're preaching foolishly. Okay? I reference my teachers, man. But righteously and spiritually. Okay? I may disagree with some things that are said. I understand that. But I suck it up and I take it regardless. Okay? You might hear me say things and I might disagree with certain things, but I'll take it and suffer it patiently. Okay? At the end of the day, you still got to reference your teachers, man. Who taught you? Okay? 1 Peter 2:13. Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man. Okay? For the Lord's sake. Okay? For every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, which means the act of founding, establishing, and building, the act of creating. Okay? So when orders are set up, you're supposed to submit yourselves to those orders, man. Under orders, sub mean under, okay? Under orders, man. Submit yourselves. You think Jake want to do that? No. What I'm doing, I'm making this video before things get really out of hand and brothers don't know what's going on, okay? 1 John 2:19. They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. So there's a lot of guys. There's very few brothers who leave or something happens and they do their own thing and they're righteous with it. Okay? Because they were sincere. Like the up and coming elder Manat Zatbar, man. You know, that brother's sincere, continue pushing. Pashag, I'll say him as well. That brother's sincere with pushing. There's certain brothers that's still sincere. Even certain brothers I may not have agreed with in the past. But at the end of it all, it's the Most High that speaks. Okay? And the brother's sincere. Okay? And this all goes back to order. The reason why Jake hates order because, you know, as leaders, you can't get too familiar with Jake, okay? As Apostle Gabar did a video on that. By then, things was pretty much out of control. Being cool, I've felt guilty of that, you know? Yeah, I'm just cool with brothers, you know? We joking and laughing and we cool. And really it all comes from the original camp leader who's now following Christmas and Easter and egg hunts, which I've seen on his Facebook. He's eating crabs and shrimp. You know, he's just gone. And he's saying nobody should hate. This man had a lot of fire. And that's why I'm doing these videos, man. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, man. If you don't fear the Lord, that's what can happen to you, man. You know? And I just wanted to touch on that. I don't really have much else to say. But Jake just wanted an excuse to leave, you know? I remember Apostle Rumler told me one time from that same guy in the beginning that, you know, the original camp leader, you know, he was coming. He was doing what he was doing. He was doing the work. But you could see, you know, these men are spiritual. You could see he was weak. And he just had to go. You had to do him a favor. And that was the problem with this Jake that just left today. I kept keeping him. Well, what's the problem, brother? All right, well, we'll work it out. You know? Well, come on, brother. I did this with quite a few brothers. The 3 of them. The other one left. I had brothers call him, hey, you know, let's talk about it, brother. Let's, you know, we could work it out. They just didn't want to do it, you know? And that's what I saw, you know, now I see with this brother. So that's a learning experience for me as well. You got to know when to let Jake go. When Jake don't want to be with you, you got to let him go, man. It's just like when you got a woman and, you know, you try to keep her around, but she don't want to be with you. You buy her flowers and gifts, you know how Jake do. And you give her everything she could ever want, and she just don't want to be there. That's not going to be good enough for her, man. So you know what you got to do? You got to let her go. Okay? You got to let her go. And it's the same deal here, man. If Jake don't want to, you know, now if Jake goes off and he pushes in his own in the spirit and righteousness and is sincere because you had a righteous fallout or whatever, you wish their brother peace, you know? Shalom to brother, peace. But there's many Jakes who's not doing it for peace. You got Jakes that's doing it to make a name for themselves. Okay? And we can't have that, man. It's sincerity and truth. That's all I have on that. Shalom.